If you are using the quizzes feature in Canvas, one of the nice features of this is that there are simple ways to manage your quizzes and to make it harder for students to share answers, especially in an online forum. So I'm going to show you a couple different things today. The first one is question banks. So if you haven't used question banks before, it'll change the way you put the quizzes together. So up here in the three-dot menu, if you click on Manage Question Banks, and you come in here and you'll see that if you've given any quizzes before, that all of the questions you've given are in a bank called unfiled questions, and there's 80. In this one, as an example, there's 86 questions. I am going to click Add Question Bank, and this is how you would add a brand new one. And we'll just say it's Test 1. Now, we'll just say it's Test 1 and teach you the lesson. You need to hit the return key, otherwise it doesn't save. And that's going to be a real common situation. So once you are in there, once you've created that, if you go to these unfiled questions, for instance, one of the nice things is because these are unfiled, you can actually move them or copy it actually. So we're going to pick, we can go through these questions. We can go through the 86 of them. And we can say we want to move those to Test 1, and I'm going to hit Move Questions. Now, when I go back to Question Banks, you'll see that there are 9 questions in here and 77 questions here. So now, the nice thing about Question Banks, and this is why I would suggest, so in our question bank, we can add more questions. That works really simple. It works just like the adding a question singularly. So you can put your question in there, you can put your suggested answers, and you can hit Update Question, and that's the way you would add questions. And you can just keep adding questions to the question bank. Now the question bank enables a whole bunch of other benefits, and the biggest benefit is the ability to use question groups. Question groups work like this. So if we create a brand new quiz, when we go into our quiz and go to the questions, instead of adding individual new questions, we can add a question group. And we can go question group, we could say matching or multiple choice, however you want to do it. And remember, we had 9 questions. Let's say we want to give 6, and we're going to make them 5 points apiece. Now, in the question bank, they were 1 point apiece, but this is a way for us to change the value of the questions. Now, I have 6 questions. What Canvas will do is randomly pick 6 questions out of the 9 for every kid. And so you will have a randomized quiz for every kid that you have. Then you can do link to a question bank. And this is where we want to say, oh, Test 1. We could also do the unfiled questions. You could pick 6 out of the 77. So you'd pick Test 1 and hit Select Bank, and then hit Create Group. Now we have 6 questions in that group that are going to be picked from Test 1. Now, the other thing you can do is you can hit New Question Group, and you can do multiple choice, and you can say 10 questions, and these are going to be worth 2 points each, and link it to a different test bank. So you can actually, so we're going to, and then we're going to hit Create Group again. And now, where we have to provide the details. So we're going to put unnamed quiz. I'm going to put just some text to hold, and I'm going to add a due date because I want to show you how this works. So we're going to hit Save and Publish. And so what in the background, what's happening is when each kid goes in to take the quiz, that you'll see that they have 6 questions, and then they have follow-up 10 that are the multiple choice that you suggested, and they're 2 points each. And these questions up here are 5 points each. And so what you really have is a customized test. And you can do that by adding your questions in the question bank and then adding question groups instead of adding individual questions, which makes your test harder for students to cheat on. I hope this helps. If you have further questions on this, there are written directions attached.